The whole world knew my marriage to the A-list actor was a disaster. They were all just waiting for me to get publicly humiliated on the new reality show, Second Chances. But on the very first night, the famously aloof Rashawn Croft had a near-total breakdown when the producers assigned him a separate room. During a heart-to-heart, he tearfully complained to the entire world that I never spent his money. In a romance challenge, my one-off, playful hubby sent his heart rate skyrocketing to 140, and when he was handed a fake divorce agreement, he completely lost his composure, cried his eyes out, and threatened to sue the production company. The internet went wild. Dude, we get it. Turns out you were the miserable trophy wife all along. OMG, they baited us with a divorce drama and switched it to a romance. I am obsessed with this. Alara, honey, stop smiling and look at your husband. He's about to short circuit and die over there. I'm a polarizing starlet who clawed her way up from nothing. My talent? My looks? My acting skills? My looks? My special abilities? You guessed it. My looks. I was comfortably floating in the C-list until the news of my secret marriage to superstar Rashawn Croft broke, and the internet had a collective meltdown. Besides the Grand Canyon-sized gap in our social and financial status, there was another reason for the shock. Everyone in the industry knew Rashawn had a subtle animosity toward me. At an awards ceremony, our eyes met by accident across the crowded hall. I was still in fan service mode, flashing my brightest, sweetest smile. The man's expression, however, twisted into something deeply uncomfortable. He instantly wiped the smile off his face and, in a moment of panic, actually rolled his eyes at me. When the clip went viral, everyone was baffled. Rashawn Croft, though famously cold and reserved, was known for being an impeccable gentleman, composed, emotionally stable. Yet, with me, his disdain was utterly undisguised. Later, fans dug up the few other times we'd been caught in the same frame. No matter how brightly he'd been smiling a second before, the moment he saw me, his face would freeze over. Combined with my naturally soft voice and penchant for being playful, the internet painted a picture of me as a desperate social climber, constantly fawning over a man who was repulsed by me. Now that our secret marriage was out, those old clips were trending again. Netizens jeered that his aversion to me was so visceral it was making his face turn red with rage. Hordes of anti-fans tagged the producers of Second Chances on my social media. Please, for the love of God, get a divorce. Let Rashawn go. This girl's got nerves of steel. My husband looking at me with that much disgust every day? I wouldn't be able to smile. I feel so bad for Rashawn. He's normally so chill, but she's pushed him to the point of rolling his eyes. Imagine how miserable his life must be. Spurred on by the public outcry, Second Chances officially invited us onto the show. Rashawn and I had been forced together by our grandfathers. There were no feelings involved. Our daily interactions were no different from those of strangers. I was sick of our deadwater life. I accepted the offer without hesitation, ready to cash one last big check before the divorce. As I was happily counting the zeros on the contract, I noticed Rashawn staring at it with a complicated expression, his pen hovering over the signature line. What's wrong? I asked. My pen's out of ink, he mumbled, looking down. There's another one right there. That one's broken, too. I could tell he was reluctant. Figuring he didn't want to waste his precious time on me, I leaned in, using my most coaxing tone. It won't mess up your schedule too much. Come on, please? For me? Well, all right, fine. Stammering, a faint blush creeping up his ears, Rashawn dazedly signed his name. The show featured 3 couples and was broadcast live 24/7. Before filming, the director had given each couple a rough script outlining their conflicts and narrative arc. But considering my decade of consistently mediocre acting and Rashawn's A-list status, the director ultimately decided to just let us play it by ear. The moment I trudged into the frame,